Hello everybody, how are you doing today? It's Walker. So last video I recorded did not have any audio and I'm super sorry about that. But this is something I did want to do. I did want to redo my Amtrak video website. So this is Amtrak.com for you. First thing, we start off, beautiful logo at the top left. You know what you're on, all your different stuff, and we're going to go through all that today. So right here, click on join, and it allows you to join their guest rewards. Sign in, and I can sign in. Oh, password wasn't right, but that just shows you. You can sign in. You can return to the previous page at the top here. And as we go in with that, we're going to, that was signed English. If you need to change, you can go to Chinese or Spanish or whatever. If you have any questions, you can always ask Julie there, up at the corner, whoever that is. You can scroll through these different things that are on sale, maybe. Okay, so this is the part that everybody gets confused about, and I'm going to show you how to do it. It's not that hard, but it is something that people should know. First of all, I just want to scroll down here. It is using my microphone. Cool. So say you want to go from where you're leaving from. So say for me it's New York. Say I want to go from Mohanian Train Hall, Penn Station, to, say, Chicago. Union Station in Chicago. And say, you know, you wanted to depart. Say we're departing, we wanted to go tomorrow, and we wanted to come back 26th. I hit find trains, and it's going to show me all the trains that will bring me from New York City to Chicago. And now there's multiple trains, and I really can't see what these multiple trains are. But coach is 232, not bad. So you know you got a 22-hour train ride. Not bad at all. You know, New York to Chicago. You have this train, another multiple train. The Cardinal, which got canceled. For some reason, the Cardinal did get canceled. But the Cardinal has a bedroom, a coach, or a roomette. Whatever you would want to take. The Lakeshore Limited, 100% full, and these are all sold out. So there's really only two options available for you. You have two 1052s, and it looks like it's just different. So like, say you want to get a broom, but you want a sleeper. You'd have to get coach, and then you'd hit add, and then you could do upper level coach, add, and then you wanted to do a roomette or a bedroom. Say you wanted to do the bedroom. Bedrooms are a little bit nicer. You have like a bathroom, a lounge, 2 bunks. But if you wanted to do a roomette to save yourself a couple bucks, there's your room. And then you would hit add to cart. So that's how you would book a train. What's it doing? And now, you know, I'm on a new website here. You can also gift people the gift of travel if you have someone who might want to travel. Let's see here. Say you want to check on a train, but you're not sure. Like me, Wilmington, Delaware. And say I want to change my date from the 28th and just make it round trip. Make it one way. Find trains. It's going to tell me all the trains that I could possibly take. It's taking a little bit, and here we go. The Northeast Regional. It's going to be departing about 5:50 a.m. and it'll be arriving at 11:30. But so actually, believe it or not, I was able to get a seat for about $28 when I booked it a while back. But like, say you want to see what the Northeast Regional is all about, you can click. It's a 12-hour, 30-minute total train ride. They depart multiple times every day, which is a good thing. Good feature to have if you're traveling far and all that. You get the so I'm just going to convenient and affordable downtown to downtown service up and down the Northeast corridor. So, you know, that's from, I believe, Boston Back Bay or Boston South Bay all the way down to somewhere in Virginia. And it's nice because you don't have to, you can skip all the hassles of 95 and all that. Coach class, I've ridden it before. When I took the Vermonter from Northampton, Massachusetts to Wilmington, Delaware a couple years ago. That was a little bit of a train. I'll just go into it for a couple seconds about the Vermonter. The Vermonter was crowded, I must say, for December. But then again, it was 2 days before New Year's. I boarded about halfway to from where it starts in St. Albans. Not even halfway, probably 25% in of the whole trip. From St. Albans, Vermont, I boarded in Northampton, Massachusetts, and on a platform. And I do remember it was very, very cold that day. And it just was, and it was raining, it was cold, and, you know, I just remember, you know, then, you know, the train comes about 45 minutes to an hour late. So, you know, I got there early. I wanted to be one of the first people on the train to get a window seat, and I thought, okay, you know, I'll show up an hour early. Well, I ended up being 2 hours early, and standing in the rain. It was probably 5-10 degrees outside that day. It was just awful. So that's the Vermonter. My experience with the Vermonter, yes, it was a less stop of a train. It was more, you know, just going. Didn't do as many stops as the Northeast Regional does, but it's a regional train, so it's going to stop multiple times, where the Vermonter is Vermont to DC. That's it. I do remember the cafe car on the Vermonter. The coffee was horrible, and the soda was flat. So I'll have to make a video about my experience with the Northeast region. So let's continue on with reading. Coach class features comfortable seating. You get about 40 inches of legroom, outlets for a laptop, you get Wi-Fi, and extra storage for your luggage. And then if you're like me and you're trying to save money, book that trip 21 days or more in advance, and you might see a dip in price like I did. Believe it or not, right now, close out of this real quick. The coach is $146. I paid $28 for my ticket about a month and a half ago. So it just shows, but the sooner you book it, the cheaper it is. Cafe car. That's what I was talking about a couple minutes ago with how awful my experience with the Vermonter was with the cafe car. The cafe car offers tasty sandwiches, salads, snacks, and hot and cold beverages, including wine, beer, and soda. If you want an alcoholic beverage, like I said, they do have wine and beer. They had also the cool thing I've learned about the Northeast Regional that I didn't know that was a thing, was what they call a quiet car. You can't be you can't talk on the phone. Your phones have to be quiet, and the conversation is kept to a minute. You can completely relax throughout the ride. That's where I'm gonna sit, most likely, in the quiet car when I'm on the train, just because I'm gonna be editing videos. I'm also gonna be working, so it'll be quiet car is where you'll find me if you're on that train. You can also, if you want to upgrade, which it's about $200 because the train leaves in about a week. You can enjoy business class. It's enhanced travel experience. The Northeast Regional on Amtrak's website, as you can see, claims that it's not typical business class. I can tell you, I rode business class on the Vermonter. It was awful. Again, it might have just been that day, that train. It's every ticket offers passengers extra. You get more legroom, guest rewards points, an extra card dedicated to them. You get flexibility if you have to refund your ticket for, say you get sick, family member dies, whatever, etc. You do have full refundability. You get reserved seats. It's awesome. That is the one thing I did like about coach class on the Vermonter, was the reserved seating. I knew the morning of where my seat was on the train, and I loved it. I should have filmed it, but again, it was an awful day, awful experience, and it just wasn't worth the heartache. So you take, so like I said, the train goes to Virginia. Actually, it's a daily round trip service to Lynchburg. If anybody knows the story about the Wreck-It-Role 97, you'll know Lynchburg very well. And an hourly morning service from Richmond to anywhere from Central Virginia to anywhere in the Northeast Corridor. It's got departures from Norfolk, 2 destinations north of the city. You even have more choices complementing the existing Amtrak bus service between Virginia Beach, Norfolk, and Newport News. The Lynchburg, December, and Richmond, D.C. segments of the Northeast Regional, they are financed with Virginia, which I don't know what that means. I honestly really do not care. So, you got connections to Bristol and Newport, Rhode Island. I love Bristol, Rhode Island. Bristol is just a wonderful, wonderful waterfront town. I live about an hour and 45 minutes from Bristol, so I go there about once a year. The reason I go to Bristol real quick, I hate to get off task and it happens, is there's British Motor Cars in Bristol that the British Motor Cars in New England Club put on. That it's an all British car show, basically an event. It's a 2-day event. It's really fun if you live in New England, if you're looking for, if you're in the area, Massachusetts, if you're on the Cape, if you're in Boston, and you're close. It's a really fun event to go check out. That's usually the second weekend in June, by the way. You got connections to Central and Western Mass, so the Hartford line and the Valley Flyer offer service through Central Connecticut and Western Mass 7 days a week with convenient connections at New Haven. Food services are not available on those connection trains, just because the Hartford line runs literally from Springfield, Mass to Hartford, Connecticut, and then the Valley Flyers from Greenfield to New Haven. Just really quick ways to get, if you don't want to drive and you need to be somewhere quickly and you don't have time to worry about traffic, Hartford Line and Valley Flyer are the way to go. Cool thing real quick about Springfield, Mass, they also run Connecticut CT Rail, which is like MBTA, Massachusetts Bus Train Association or whatever. They run the CT trains out of there. You can buy tickets, and I will do a station tour of Springfield next Wednesday morning. Amenities are really, so we're just going to go through some of the features, the amenities, see what they have to offer here for us. Amenities include cafe service, like I said, and Wi-Fi. You do get free Wi-Fi. If you have a mobile hotspot on your phone, like I do, it's your best bet. I remember the Wi-Fi during the Vermonter. It was very slow because just everybody uses it. So if you have mobile hotspot, or you can have, I'm not saying go out and buy a mobile hotspot just for the hell of it. The mobile hotspot is really useful. I didn't realize I had it until after I got back from my train trip, But now that I did get back, I do really like having it. Accommodations, you have coach class, which we can click on and it'll bring us to coach class information. So, and you got this two pretty women smiling at you. Coach class seating on reserve services. The cool thing I really like with coach class is it's offered on every train. No matter whether you're doing, like I said, the Valley Flyer or the Hartford line, for example, that runs from Springfield to Hartford, which is probably a 45-minute train ride. Not even, because it's a 45-minute car ride. It's located on a train. Like, for example, if you were to go from New York City to Los Angeles, California, you wanted to take the train, you could ride coach class. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not going to be very comfortable, but it's awesome. They do have ample legroom. Their reclining seats, reading lights, trays at your seat, no middle seat, and electrical outlets at each seat for both seats. I recommend, before I continue, get a window seat if you can. That's where the outlets are. And from my experience riding the Vermonter, it just wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. I had to use my computer to charge my phone, which ultimately killed my laptop because my laptop was charging my phone, and the gentleman next to me was not very friendly. So I'm glad this train I'm taking, the Northeast Regional train number 141, is my station to get on, is the first station. I am ecstatic about that. Now, say you have young kids and you need to travel with them. Their car seats can't be secured to any of the seats on Amtrak trains or their buses. You can put the car seat, if it's an infant or a small child, and say you're traveling just with your child and the seat next to you is vacant, put it on that seat. Go for it. Amtrak don't care, but as long as but if the train's busy, like the Northeast Regional usually is, you're gonna have to put your child's seat probably in the baggage area. It happens. If your child's under the age of 2, Amtrak might require you to have them ride on your lap. I know it's a pain in the butt having young kids because they wiggle. I get it, but not my rules. So that's all about coach class. We can go back, click back on to read more about the Northeast Regional. Sorry about that. So, where were we? We were down in the menus. I'm just going to open their menu in a new tab, just so we can see it. So this is what they have. I am riding in the morning, so I will probably get some of these. Probably just get a bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich. I'm not riding all day. I'm actually literally getting off at like 11:30 in the morning, so it really won't bother me. But you can just some of the different foods they have, and you can use a card, which I will be doing just because cards so much easier. There's all your breakfast, and then you have snacks. You get chips, beef jerky, pretzels, Snickers, M&M's. You can get a Kind bar, marshmallow, cookies, or gummy bears. If you're like me and you like gummy bears. Some of the lunch and dinner, if you were to ride, smoked turkey. I had that when I was on the Vermonter because I got on the Vermonter at 3:30 in the afternoon and didn't ride to Wilmington until about 9 o'clock. I had the moonshine barbecue chicken sandwich, and it was, if it's the same thing from the last time, it was good. Just, you get other cool stuff like that. And then, here's more. So that's like your non. Then you hear some hot. You get mac and cheese. You get a stromboli. You get a cheeseburger, a hot dog, grilled cheese, or a tamale. I heard the tamales were actually pretty good. So they have now updated their menus from Dunkin' Donuts to Starbucks. Maybe it was because I had Dunkin' Donuts coffee on their reminder. I don't know. But they have coffee. You get regular decaf. You get tea. You get iced tea. It's unsweetened. You get orange or apple juice. Water. Smart water if you're that way. Coke, Diet Coke, Coke Zero, or Sprite, soda, ginger ale. San Pellegrino, sparkling water, and then Body Armor, Palm Juice, or cold brew. Now, if you want to step up and maybe, if you're riding in the afternoon, I hope you're not drinking at 6:30 in the morning, but, do what you gotta do. You get some beers. You get Michelob Ultra, Stella Artois, or Blue Moon. You get IPA or Dogfish, Stone IPA. You get White Claw and seltzers. You have a couple upper drinks. You get Jack Daniels, Scotch, gin, vodka, rum, Waterford bourbon whiskey, cut Moscow Mule, Surfside vodka and iced tea, and then Canyon Jack margarita. So there is some options out there for you too if you wanted to use them that way. So we'll close out of this. Pets. Say you have to take your small dog or cat with you on the train. Different trains allow different kinds of pets, and you might have to pay an extra fee for your pet, and they have to be in an improved pet carrier. I'm not really going to go into that just because of, you can pretty much figure it out. Say local neighborhood guides say, like, the stations that have, like, a layover. Like, I have 2 layovers. They're both about 45 minutes long each. So it gives you, I said that's wrong. I have 2 layovers. One's in New York City. It's an hour. And then the next one is in Philly, which is 20 minutes. So Philly, I guess, is going to be more like a fresh air break, where DC being an hour, a lot of people, and what I was told by somebody that I know who's ridden the Northeast Regional, the Penn Station has a lot of great, like, small stubs you can go up and get, and they'll just let you back on as long as you have a ticket. But, different neighborhoods, you got Philly, DC, New York City, and Boston. Route highlights here: Boston. If you're really into early America, Boston's the place to be. You can also grab some clam chowder, molasses, baked beans at Quincy Market, or stop in a charming restaurant in Little Italy, then catch the T to Cambridge and go check out Harvard. If you really want to, you could go to Harvard. Harvard's pretty boring. Providence, Rhode Island, again, really nice area. Providence is wonderful. You have history on Benefit Street, Federal Hill. You can go to the zoo at Roger Williams Park. You could also go to Providence Place Mall. That's pretty big. Been there. It's nice. Or you can just go to the Rhode Island School of Design Museum. So, like, Monet, Batista, and Degas. New York Penn. Never actually seen the Penn Station inside. But, say something happens and you have a 3-hour or 4-hour delay at Penn Station. There's just some stuff to do. You can explore Central Park's not too far. The Brooklyn Bridge, that's an iconic piece. You can go to the Lady Liberty. You can go to Ellis Island, the Empire State Building. I've been to the top, by the way. It's phenomenal. And then you can go to the Guggenheim or stare at the stars at the Hayden Planetarium. It's whatever you want to do. And then Philly. Philly's a city of brotherly love. So if you meet a new friend on your way from, say, New York to Philly, and then you have, for whatever instance, another huge delay in Philly, you and your new friend can go visit the city of brotherly love. You can tour Independence Hall, walk the narrow cobblestone streets. You can go to the Franklin Institute, which is super cool. I've been there. if you're a train nerd like myself, please go to the Franklin Institute. They have a train hall where you can go on like a simulator, and but it's a steam train, and it's really cool because the train backs up. You know, the simulator makes you feel like you're in the building. You back up, and then you go forward. It's pretty cool. I haven't done that in a long time. DC, we all know how awesome DC is. National Mall, National Museum of African American History and Culture. You also have the Capitol, the White House, Library of Congress, the Botanic Gardens, and the really last cool thing you would get would be the Smithsonian. So it's pretty cool. And then you have New Virginia. You get the beaches and stuff like that. Train serviced by Northeast Regional. Let's go through some. We got South Station, Back Bay, Providence. We got a couple in Massachusetts, starting off the bat, Boston, Route 128, that's a platform. Providence is a station. Kingston, Weatherly, and Mystic are all platforms. And then you have New London, which is Union Station. You have Old Saybrook, which is a platform. You have Springfield, Union Station. And then, you know, Windsor Locks. Windsor is platforms. Hartford, Union Station. Berlin's a platform. Meriden is a station. Wallingford's a station. Platform, I mean, you have New Haven, 2 stops. State Street, platform, and Union Station again. Penn Station's right here. Literally, and then that's literally all there is about that train. Say you want to do the multiple trains, but it's so here we go, the Vermonter. Let's just see how awful this train is. The Vermonter, it's a 13-hour, 45-minute trip. It does St. Albans to Burlington to Springfield to New York to DC. Really, it's basically pretty much the same as the Northeast Regional here. Let's go to destinations. Say you want to go northeast. It'll show me all the trains. So if I say I want to I click on the logo, it's going to bring me back to where I started. The new fleet of Amtrak trains, which look pretty cool. And then you have old school Amtrak. But like, let's try the interactive map. This could be pretty cool. This could be the dumbest thing ever. I literally do not do Amtrak on the computer. I do it on my phone on the app because it's easy. So basically it brings you up a map of the entire, and you can just, so I can hit control and it's going to tell me all the different train stations. So it's telling me you have Springfield, Holyoke, what's this? Springfield, Mass. What's this? Holyoke, Mass. Vermonter stop. You have Greenfield, Mass. You have Pittsfield. You also have Worcester, Framingham, Westwood, RT. And so this is where the Northeast Regional. But so say you want to start right here. Start here. And you want to go and you really want to zoom out, and you want to go and say you just really want to go Canada to Toronto and here. I can find a route and it'll show me how all the stops. So I'm starting at Springfield and I'm going to Toronto. That would be pretty cool. I've been to Peterborough. Let's say I want to get out of this. Say I want to reset. So that's pretty cool. right there. So that was pretty cool. How it just shows you an entire map of Amtrak. Well, I can't seem to go back. So, oh, yep, here we go. So that concludes today's video. I hope you've really enjoyed the whole Amtrak website, navigation video. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know in the comments below. Thanks, guys. I want to end my recording.